What do you think we're going to do in today's video? Well, as the title of today's video suggests, what I'm going to do is focus your attention on 6 commonly used English phrases that look polite but are actually rude. Yeah, you totally heard me right. 6 English phrases that look polite but are actually rude. I mean, they have a rude meaning, or when you use them, you're not trying to say something pleasant, you're trying to say something unpleasant. You're just trying to sugar the pill, or you're trying to soften the situation to make, what you want to say more pleasant to the listener. The first one is, with all due respect. With all due respect. With all due respect. I know. On the outside, it looks polite, and you may say, hey, this is a nice phrase to use. We can use it to say something respectfully. It's a way of showing our respect for someone. That is completely right. I couldn't agree more. I completely agree with you. But when we use with all due respect, what we want to do is say something inappropriate, say something unpleasant, maybe say something disappointing, or say something annoying next, which is why we use this phrase to soften the situation. We use this phrase to, let's say, sugar the pill and make the unpleasant situation less unpleasant or more pleasant and tolerable for the person that we're talking to. So we use with all due respect when we want to emphasize that we got a lot of respect for the person that we're talking to, but there is something in knowing that we're going to be saying afterwards that we don't want them to take offense at, or we don't want them to get annoyed by. Let me give you an example of this phrase. With all due respect, your plan makes no sense. With all due respect, your plan makes no sense. Once again, with all due respect, your plan makes no sense. Which means I've got a lot of respect for you, but I respectfully want to tell you that your plan doesn't make any sense. You see, the sentence, your plan makes no sense, is actually something rude. Not something rude, but something unpleasant for someone that you're talking to hear. But we use with all due respect, not to make the sentence more polite, but we use with all due respect to make the situation more pleasant, to soften the situation. In other words, to sugar the pill and make it more pleasant for someone that you're talking to hear something unpleasant that you want to tell them. So with all due respect, your plan makes no sense. The next English phrase that looks polite but actually has a rude meaning is, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Once again, bless your heart. I know, on the outside it shows sympathy, kindness, maybe a little bit of generosity or respect. Bless your heart. It might show, compassion, sympathy, kindness, and things of that nature, but we use bless your heart to tell someone that they're naive, they're dumb, they're stupid, they're foolish. They quickly and easily believe things. They don't think about what they hear. They quickly believe things without thinking about them, without giving them enough thought, without considering what they hear, considering all the aspects of what they hear before believing it. So when we say bless your heart, we're trying to tell someone that they're so naive, they're so dumb, they're so stupid and foolish. An example of this phrase. Oh, bless your heart, you thought he would give you that money. Oh, bless your heart, you thought he would give you that money. Oh, bless your heart, you thought he would give you that money. Which means, oh, you're so stupid and naive, you're so foolish and stupid. You think he would give you that amount of money? You must have been so stupid and foolish to believe that he would give you that money. Now we're getting to the third English phrase of today's video that is going to shock you, that is going to leave you speechless, because you've heard it a lot. It's one of the most frequently used or commonly used English phrases that looks polite on the outside, but on the inside has some rude meaning, or can be used when you want to express something that might be unpleasant to the person that you're talking to, which is, I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm being honest with you. We use this phrase, I'm being honest with you, when we want to say something afterwards that might be unpleasant or might be a little bit shocking to the person we're talking to the person you're communicating with. So we're saying I'm being honest when you want to say something that might be a little bit offensive or rude, or might be annoying, might be disappointing, or might be unpleasant to the listener. An example of this phrase: I'm just being honest, you're not ready for that job. I'm just being honest, you're not ready for that job. Once again, I'm just being honest, you're not ready for that job. Which means you're not ready for that job, and you gotta hear this. You gotta hear the fact that you're not ready for that job, you know? And I'm just being honest with you. I just want to tell you directly and transparently that you're not ready for the job. So I'm being honest with you is a sign of transparency and clarity here, but is actually used to tell the person that they're not ready for the job. The fourth English phrase that on the outside has a polite meaning or looks polite, but on the inside is used to say something to someone that might be annoying or upsetting or disappointing is no offense, but once again, no offense, but of course, you may say, all right, someone who's so polite uses this phrase to talk to people. Someone who's considerate uses this phrase. That's totally right. I couldn't agree more. But when we say no offense, we actually want to say something afterwards, or we want to say something, disappointing, frustrating, annoying, or something unpleasant afterwards or next that might get on the wrong side of the person that we're talking to, that might annoy or frustrate the person that we're talking to. So no offense, but looks polite on the outside, but on the inside is used when we want to say something annoying, upsetting, or frustrating afterwards or next that might, break someone's heart, or that might be, something that the person we're talking to might take offense at. Let me give you an example. No offense, but you're kind of bad at this. No offense, but you're kind of bad at this. No offense, but you're kind of bad at this. Which means, I don't want to offend you, I don't want to upset you, I don't want to annoy you, but you're kind of bad at this. You suck at this. You're not good at this. You're pretty poor when it comes to doing this. So no offense, but is actually used when you want to say something annoying, disappointing, or frustrating that someone might not want to listen to, someone might not want to hear, but you're trying to make the situation a little bit more pleasant, a little bit more tolerable. You're trying to sugar the pill to make it more acceptable or a little bit more pleasant or tolerable for someone that you're talking to listen to what you're saying. The next phrase that looks polite on the outside but on the inside has a rude meaning is, it's not my job, but it is not my job, but once again, it is not my job, but we use this phrase when we want to emphasize that we really don't want to do something, but we have to do it because someone has asked us to do it, or someone is forcing us to do it, or something has happened. Let's say someone doesn't know how to do something, and we're busy doing something else. It is not our usual responsibility to help them with whatever it is that they failed to do or they're not capable of doing themselves. So we use this phrase and say, hey, it's not my job, but let me help you this time. It's not my job, but let me help you do that. It's not my job, but let me show you how to do this, right? So it's not my job, but looks polite on the outside, looks so helpful, looks so, let's say, considerate. When someone says it's not my job, but they look so helpful, they look so kind, nice, approachable. But on the inside, it emphasizes the idea that we're just doing something not because we like to do it, but because we have to do it, but because we've been asked by someone to do it, but because we've been forced to do it. An example of this phrase: it's not my job, but I'll clean your mess this time. It's not my job, but I'll clean your mess this time. It is not my job, but I'll clean your mess this time, which means it's not my job, but I will clean your mess this time. I'm cleaning your mess this time not because I like to do it, but because I have to do it, because you've asked me to do it. I don't really like to do it myself, but I'm just doing it because of the situation, because of the circumstances beyond my control. And now we're proceeding to the final phrase of today's video that looks polite on the outside, but actually has a rude meaning on the inside, which is, you do you. You do you. You do you. I know, this phrase may look encouraging on the outside. Hey, you tell someone, you do you. You tell someone, you do you, which means go do whatever you want. Go do whatever you like. Like, go do it. It might sound encouraging or inspirational and motivational on the outside, but on the inside, we use it when we want to tell someone that we know that what they want to do is stupid, ridiculous, meaningless, like senseless, but they can just go ahead and do it. They can just go do whatever they want. They can just go and proceed with it. In other words, they can go their own way. So we use you do you emphatically to say that someone can just go and do whatever it is that they want to do, despite the fact that it looks stupid, ridiculous, foolish, senseless, and meaningless. An example of this phrase: I'm quitting my job to become a YouTuber. You do you. I'm quitting my job to become a YouTuber. You do you. I'm quitting my job to become a YouTuber. Well, you do you, which means someone is telling you, hey, I'm quitting my job to become a YouTuber, and you tell them, that's all right, fine. Just, despite the fact that it looks stupid and foolish, just go do whatever you want to do. Just proceed with it. Like, go ahead with it, proceed with it, and just do it. Go your own way. I know it's just ridiculous and stupid, but just do it. And that's about all, guys. In today's video, you'll learn 6 English phrases that actually look polite on the outside, but have a rude meaning on the inside. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you like this video in support of this channel and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be back soon with another video.